Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. Happy New Year. And I just wanted to start off by saying that I hope 2019 brings you guys lots of love, success, happiness and health. So for today's video, I just wanted to sit down and just talk to you guys and just give you guys a little bit of a life update and talk about 2018 and just, talk about my achievements and any goals or any New Year's resolutions that I may have for 2019. So if you're interested, then please continue watching. But before we begin, if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button down below, and without further ado, let's jump into the video. So obviously 2018 was a massive year for me. I overcame a lot of hurdles, a lot of challenges, I achieved a lot, and within all of that I obviously started YouTube. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube and how that all came about. So I've always been a person that always wants to keep doing and just keep pushing myself and constantly being busy. I love the whole idea of being busy. I can't just sit there and binge watch TV shows or just sit there and do basically nothing. Like, that's not for me. I need to be doing something because I get bored very, very easily. So there was a time last year where I was like, I really want to do something, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what my hobby is. I haven't found that yet. And I was in a bit of a rut because I knew I wanted to do something, but I just couldn't figure out what it was. I obviously went on the search and I was looking around. I was doing my research as to what it is that I could do. Like, I had no idea. I would always be on YouTube, but it never really occurred to me that I could maybe start, I could do it. Yeah, anyways, YouTube was out of the question. That wasn't even on my mind at the time, and I was actually looking on YouTube for ideas, which was really, really funny actually. And funnily enough, no one actually said in the videos to actually start a YouTube channel, which was surprising. At the time, I was actually a part of a competitive Bhangra team, as you guys all know, so that was all happening in the background and I was busy with that, busy with work. And then it just occurred to me, so I was just scrolling through Instagram, and then there were a lot of pages where people had started up their own clothing venture, clothing business. So I was like, interesting. So I was like, you know what, I'm actually really interested in fashion, and I want to be in that designing creative space, so why not look into this a bit more. I knew I couldn't do this alone, so I hit up one of my friends and I was like, I've got this idea, what do you think about it? Should we work towards it? And do we have this mutual understanding as to what this could eventually be? And so yeah, we met up, we had a few discussions. She was a close friend of mine. I literally saw her 3 to 5 times a week, so it was good. We had that connection. I could always see her, I could always talk to her. So we started talking, and then I was like, so this is the idea that I have. I want to just start designing and design outfits. It was mainly Indian clothing, Indian party wear, fancy dress saris and things like that. So yeah, I started getting really, really excited. I told my parents about it. I was like, I want to get into fashion designing out of nowhere. I have no experience with fashion whatsoever, or designing, or what I even have to do. What's the first step of starting a fashion or clothing business? I had no idea, yet I was so passionate about it, which is interesting. Anyway, so I spoke to my parents and they were like, oh yeah, they were completely on board. They're like, you should do whatever you like. And we even got to the point where we started contacting suppliers in India and talked about costs and what was involved exactly. And then all of that happened. We were slowly going to start and further develop this, but then it just really never took off. We just got busy in our own lives, and then as it sort of started fading away, I started losing interest and the passion wasn't there anymore. I guess it was that I wasn't actually purely passionate about it. Then eventually, as dance started picking up, work started getting busy, we both lost interest in it. Priorities had changed at the time and it just fell through. By that stage, dance had started picking up, so I went to practice one day and we were practicing in the car park, I remember, and as we were dancing, I managed to just trip over, and I didn't really think anything of it at the time, but I tripped over and I was actually in a lot of pain. I thought it was just I pulled a muscle, it's gonna be fine. And so I got up, I started dancing again, and then the next day I was in excruciating pain. It was really bad. I actually could not walk. Anyways, a month passed and I was still in the same pain. I'm just stupid me. I didn't think of going to the doctors because I thought the pain would just go away, but when I went, they had actually told me that I had something where your bones are rubbing against each other and it's creating friction because I've overworked my knee. It was becoming very weak and brittle. Yeah, I was in a lot of pain. I struggled with that, and then it was very, very interesting that knee injury was actually a blessing in disguise, because I took about 2 to 3 months off of dance because obviously couldn't dance, and in that time I took some time out to myself. I reflected, and the fact that I was out of the whole busy hustle period for dance, because dance was about 3 to 5 times a week. And because that was out of my life for 2 months, I had some time to myself to think, rewind and reassess how I was going in life or what I wanted to do. So thankful I had that knee injury. So it just came to me one day. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. It's been like a long time in the making. I wanted to do it when I was like in my old apartment where I used to share a room with my brother, but I physically couldn't and there wasn't enough space. But it was like, you know, done. Like, this is it. This is my calling. This is what I'm gonna do. And I was like, I straight away, like, ideas started popping into my head as to what I could potentially, you know, create videos on. And then I remember like leaving and going to like Kmart and just picking up a diary where I would write all my video ideas. I went then and there, like I think it was like 8 o'clock at night. I left, I drove, I went to Kmart, picked up a diary because I just wanted this diary to write my ideas, YouTube ideas, and figure out, you know, what equipment I needed, you know, what exactly needed to be done. So I was so G'd. I was like, I'm pumped, I'm ready to go, like I want to do this. Because it was a solo venture for me, like something I could do. I didn't have to really rely on anyone. I felt more at ease because it was more, you know, me doing it on my own terms. So that's what I really liked about it. And that was basically how the idea of YouTube came about. I don't want to talk too much about this because I think I might do another video properly explaining all of this. So if you guys would like to see a video on that and the whole like YouTube journey and how it started and what I did to like get up to this stage, so if you guys want to see that, then give this video a thumbs up. Anyways, and then, you know, as I started, I put my first video out. Dance started picking up as well, so that was getting intense because I went back to dance after about 3 months. In that time where I was off, I was actually practicing how to edit, basically how to get everything together. So then I got back to dance, but at this point, 3 months out of the comp, I was like, you know what, I've actually found another hobby. Like dance used to be my hobby, but I found something else that has actually really excited me. It made me more excited about life in general. So it was sad because dance used to be my first hobby, but then like YouTube started taking over. And then it's really sad because I actually started hating dance because it took up so much of my time. I would have preferred to use that time to like go learn about YouTube, how to edit, do more videos, but because I didn't have enough time because dance was taking all of that time, I just started not hating dance. I don't want to say this because I know my dance team are probably watching this. I didn't hate it because I loved the team, like we were all fun and everything. It was good, like the vibe was there, family vibe, so I love that about it. But it was just that I loved editing more, I think. That's what it was. But yeah, I slowly started, you know, losing interest in dance, even though I was like, you know, still wanting to do a comp. Like I did not want to quit because I was so close. I still wanted to do a comp, so I was still putting my whole heart into that. But every time I'd go to dance, I'd be like, damn it, I could just be editing right now. And because I was so busy with like work at the time, I had started a new secondment. That was actually very challenging when it initially started. And it was the same time that I had this YouTube idea and I wanted to go all out with. So those 3 things were like on the like priority for me at that time. I was glad I was able to manage and still put out a few videos even with my busy schedule. So I was super happy about that. And it was just that dance, because I'd gotten injured, my knee actually till date has never actually fully recovered. But yeah, because dance was so strenuous, I won't be going back. There was a point in time where I loved it and I've done it, I've ticked it off the list, but there's obviously other things out there that I want to do. So I'm glad that, you know, YouTube's come about and I can do that. But yeah, super glad, because doing a bungo competition has actually been on my list for like 3 to 4 years now. I've always wanted to do it. I was also really happy because I was able to document that whole journey. If you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below, or it'll be up here or up there. And when dance ended and when the competition ended, I was like all guns blazing. I was like pumped to like put out more videos, but that didn't happen too quickly because of dance. Actually, I had sort of prioritized dance over my friend circle, social circle, so I wasn't going out as much, and that obviously meant that YouTube took the backseat again. I didn't like this feeling, but it was also very important for me to connect with friends again because I hadn't seen them in so long. But nearing the end of 2018, I was so happy with my progression with YouTube, and I was so glad that I started doing YouTube in the midst of like the busy period, like work, dance, and then the YouTube idea. I was so glad I started then and didn't like postpone it till maybe, you know, this year, 2019, because I know it would have been 10 times harder to start now. Like once you're in the zone and you want to do it and, you know, you feel it, and like you're feeling all pumped and everything, like that's when you should actually go wholeheartedly towards it. And that's what I did, and I'm so glad I did that because I probably wouldn't have felt this G doing it right now. So by the end of it, 2018 came to an end. I was really happy that I was able to learn a new skill, something which I had never expected in my wildest dreams to learn. So by the end of 2018, I think I was able to post about every 3 to 4 weeks. But the goal for this year, 2019, is I really want to be posting weekly. I know there'll be times where, you know, things come up, and because I obviously have a full-time job, it is hard to be, you know, filming and then editing and then posting. So it is hard, but I'm gonna take up the challenge and try to post weekly. Let's see how it goes, but I'm really excited about it, and I look forward to seeing where this year takes me with YouTube. Alright, in terms of personal goals, I've got a few goals that I did want to achieve this year. So the first one being that I want to read more. So what I mean by that, lately I've been so drawn to motivational speakers. So with that being said, I purchased a few self-help, self-awareness type books which I'm so keen to read. I'll be sharing them on my Instagram page, so be sure to follow me there. I'll let you guys know exactly what I purchased. And funnily enough, I'm actually not an avid reader. I haven't actually read a book since HSC, so since year 12. So I'm excited about that. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, definitely want to be reading more this year. So another goal of mine is to actually be waking up early each day. I want to at least wake up at maybe say 2 hours earlier, so 5 a.m. each day. Basically, I think waking up early, you can achieve so much when everyone's quiet and basically the world hasn't even started working yet. So I think in that time in the mornings, I'll use that time to like maybe edit my videos, because I know when I come back from work, it's already like 7 p.m, 8 p.m, and I'm already way too tired to be editing, and then I end up just wasting time, falling asleep. Instead, I just come home, go to sleep, and wake up early the next day. So that gives me at least 2 hours. So I think that's a good idea. And my third personal goal is to use my diary, which I purchased last year. So it's just my 2019 diary rather. So this diary you would have seen in my what's in my bag video. I'll link that up here as well for you guys. So you guys would have seen the big diary that I used to carry in 2018. So I've obviously opted to change that and go for the smaller one, just because I can carry that around with me. I like, you know, writing things down because I know exactly what's happening. That's another goal of mine. So being more organized, staying on top of things, just making sure I've got all my priorities straight. So keeping that diary with me 24/7 is something that I'm actually looking forward to, just writing everything down and being absolutely like on top of things and not forgetting things at all. So yeah, keen to be trying out that new diary. So another personal goal of mine is to actually join a gym. I've never joined the gym in my entire life. That's going to be a massive challenge this year. I know how hard it is. People already struggle with it, having gone for so many years, and I'm just about to start. I'm just willing to give this a shot because I need to focus on my fitness. Obviously, after quitting dance, there's obviously no form of fitness in my life at the moment. So I need to be doing something, otherwise just gonna become a couch potato basically. So yeah, gym and fitness is something that's gonna be up there on my list. And another thing which I haven't actually told you guys is that I've actually quit dairy. So it's been about, I think, 4 to 5 months now where I've stopped drinking milk. What I mean by quit dairy is that I actually used to drink 2 glasses of milk each day, like straight out of the carton, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, drinking it raw out of a carton. Like that's what I've stopped. But that is what I mean by quitting dairy. So not having those 2 glasses that I used to have every day. And the reason I stopped was basically because of acne. I did do some research and they did mention that cow's milk does actually promote acne. So that's the reason why I've stopped, and I have actually seen the benefits of it. So obviously you need to find other substitutes for calcium, because that's obviously been taken out of my diet completely. Obviously, you know, other greens and other vegetables have calcium in them, so that's what I'm resorting to. So yeah, quitting dairy is another thing that I do want to continue into 2019. So another personal goal of mine is to incorporate more fruits and more vegetables in my diet. I'm so glad that I was able to start this like late last year instead of this year, because I know how hard it would have been to incorporate, you know, gym, because that's obviously going to be brand new, and reading, and that's already like 2 things which are going to be super hard. So I'm so glad I started this last year because I know what to expect and it's actually fine. I have incorporated more fruits and vegetables into my diet, so I know what to expect now. It's not something that's brand new to me. Every morning I make like a green smoothie, which fills me up so well. Like, I'm not even hungry up until 1 p.m, which is amazing, because before, I know I used to be hungry at like 10:30, 11. So this is amazing, and I know I'm getting like all the beneficial nutrients, so I need to just continue incorporating more fruits and vegetables in my diet and I will be happy. So another personal goal, I want to be able to travel more this year. I just want to make sure that I break up, you know, work, because obviously you only get like 4 weeks at the end of the year. Consistently take up my holidays each year, maybe like every 3 months, go for a week somewhere, something like that, but definitely plan to do something about the whole travel situation. Now, in terms of work goals, so it's always been a passion of mine actually to be able to work abroad, so I want to see if I can make that happen ideally next year. I would love to travel and work abroad. It's just a massive like dream of mine, so let's see if that can happen next year. But yeah, so that's my life update, how 2018 went as a year. I was super happy with it. It really pushed me and I feel like I developed more as a person. Keen to see how 2019 goes. I'm super excited to see what it has in plan for me and you guys as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. I shall see you guys in my next video. Thanks guys.